What's up everybody?
Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, we're Peter and Yen, travel bloggers from New Zealand. And we're currently in Sapa, which is a town in the mountains of northwestern Vietnam. It's known for its natural beauty, majestic peaks and rice terraces.
Yeah, it's our first time here and we're going to be staying a couple of days, so we're very excited to share our experiences with you all.
Yeah, first stop though, we need to head over to Sapa station so we can catch a funicular and go up to the famous Fansipan mountain, which is often cited as the top must-do thing here in Sapa.
Let's do it! Now before we head on in, I'll just do a bit of a breakdown on the prices, and because the tickets are quite expensive, I did quite a bit of looking around to see where the best deal was, and it turned out that Klook had the best price overall. So we paid $65 for the package that includes the funicular as well as the cable car that takes you all the way up to the mountain, but it doesn't take you right to the peak. If you want to do that, then you have to pay an extra $10 because there's an extra funicular that takes you right up to the top. But it's only about 600 steps or so, and that's a one-way price. You still have to walk back down anyway.
Yeah, looks like we're going to get some exercise this morning.
Good.
So I didn't actually know what a funicular was initially or how to even pronounce it, but it's basically a special type of railway that goes up and down steep slopes like mountain sides, and it's more like the carriages are being pulled rather than relying on the wheels for the motion. But yeah, that was a very short ride. It had amazing views, good to be near a window, and we're here now.
Hey, Cinderella!
And so out here there are a ton of photo spot opportunities. We found myself a little carriage. Like a super long queue for the cable car, and it's only 8:30 in the morning.
The lines for the cable cars are pretty hectic. It was maybe about 20 minutes outside, and now we're in this inside line, and I'll probably be another extra 10 minutes. So the good thing is it does move pretty quickly.
Most amazing cable car ride I think I've ever been on. It is really packed, but you get the most incredible scenery. You've got all the rice fields below, you can see a waterfall. Unfortunately we couldn't capture that because it was a bit too far in an awkward angle. But then you start seeing the clouds, and then you go into the clouds, and we are going to be above all of them now. It is just amazing.
Show you guys the view. Wow, look at that.
I can just make out some greenery, maybe. I think I spoke way too soon about getting to be above the clouds, because we actually have been here for about 2 hours. We came up initially and we just could not see anything at all. So we went back down to where the cafes and restaurants are to have some hot tea and try to wait it out, but it's just not clearing. We also spoke to a couple of people who did go to the top and they said, you just can't see anything and it's probably not really worth it because it's about 45 minutes or so to go up all the stairs, and it's pretty slippery as well. So yeah, in terms of how cold it is, I think maybe about 14 degrees, something like that, like a winter's day.
Feels way colder.
Yeah, winter's day in New Zealand. Probably should have worn some pants, but I was expecting us to do the climb and getting hot, which yeah, we can't even see the top of there anymore. So unfortunately, we cannot show you guys the view here, which is really disappointing. I'm so sorry. But we might try do like a little hike later and see if we can get a panoramic view that way. But looks like we're just gonna have to do this maybe another trip. Sorry guys, and we better head back down because Peter looks like he's about to blow away.
I'm freezing.
So good to be back down here and get a little bit of warmth from the small amount of sun that we're at least seeing. At least here we can see some blue skies. But yeah, I think we definitely made the right call because when we look back up there, it's just absolutely shrouded. And even when we were coming down to the cable car, couldn't see a single thing. I don't think it would have cleared up even if we waited a few hours more, unfortunately. We did also check Google before going up there, and it was supposed to be a sunny day with just a tiny bit of cloud,
yeah.
But yeah, it was just super.
It was not that.
It was not that. It was super misty, very windy as well, and it just goes to show how unpredictable that weather is. But yeah, Fansipan is the highest peak in Vietnam and in Indochina for that matter. It sits 3,143 meters above sea level. Oh, there's some more sun. That is good. But an interesting thing to note is that Peter was actually getting some altitude sickness when we were up there.
I was getting short of breath.
Yeah, and I felt totally fine, but I am a much slower breather than him, so I don't know if that helps with it, but that's something important to know if you're planning on going up there too. But yeah, we wish you guys best of luck if you're planning to go there yourselves. I just know that it is super unpredictable, and I think that it's quite a common occurrence for people to not actually be able to see anything. Oh, and another thing is what we should have been able to see, just even at the level that we were at, or if we climbed a few more stairs just around there, was some gardens and Buddha statues and that sort of thing. But yeah, even going to the peak just was definitely not worth it for us. We don't get to see that whole amazing sea of clouds, so really disappointing, but hopefully next time. I think for now though, maybe try find some food?
Yeah,
Sounds
getting
like
hungry.
Good idea. Let's head back into town.
So one thing that we have noticed about food here in Sapa is that it's very unique. There's some interesting choices on the menu, including lots of salmon and sturgeon, but there's also horse meat and like critters from the forest as well, which we didn't order. I've got here a little fried spring fish, and we're gonna dip that in what I think is fish sauce right over here. So let's give that one a try first. Oh, that is tasty. It's kind of like, yeah, it's very salty because of the sauce, but the fish itself just tastes very clean, kind of like a fish chip. But we did go for some of the sturgeon, which is very popular here, and I believe it's farmed in Sapa. So just gonna dip that all in the sauce. It's sturgeon and mushroom, and I actually had some of it yesterday as well. It is delicious.
Yeah,
so,
from another restaurant.
Yeah, let's give this one a try too. Oh, it's so unique. as you bite into it, it's got like quite a thick layer of cartilage as well, and the skin has some nice like fatty tones to it. It's very tasty, and if you didn't know, caviar is actually from sturgeon fish, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I wasn't quite sure what to get because on the menu it doesn't really seem like there's many small dishes at all. And so I went with a mushroom soup, hoping it would kind of be a small dish, but it's not. It's quite a massive bowl, as you can see here. And it doesn't really look like it has all that much mushrooms in it, but it does have a little bit of fatty meats and some carrots and a whole lot of tomatoes. But I did find a clump of mushrooms. Let's have a sip of that. Oh. Yeah, the tomato flavor is just very strong. More so than any other flavor in that soup, I think.
Maybe call it a tomato soup.
Yeah, maybe more a tomato-y soup.
Just arrived at Hamzong. It looked like Hamrong, but it is pronounced Hamzong. I just checked with the lady. And we've had every single intention to trek today, but now the weather has finally permitted us.
Yeah, it's pretty hot right now, actually.
Yeah, this place does have an entrance ticket price. It's 70,000 dong per person, and we're ready to roll now.
Yeah, let's go.
We're trying to make our way up to that point over there. And I don't see a bunch of clouds, so I think we're good to make our way up.
Yeah, definitely. Even when we're at the lunch spot and we could see towards Fansipan, we could see that that whole side was still completely covered. So yeah, this place doesn't seem to have too many signposts or signs, but we have noticed a couple along the way, sometimes on rocks. But also this map really helps, so it's definitely good to get one of these from the ticket office.
Yeah, because it's quite a big area, eh, bud?
It is, yeah, pretty huge.
Turns out this little trek is pretty unique. There's a lot of like random sculptures, I guess you could call them, scattered all throughout the park that you can try and find, including a cool Scooby-Doo, Vietnamese Scooby-Doo. But yeah, this path that we're going up, the cloud path, was it, bud?
Cloud Yard.
Cloud Yard, that's the one that takes us directly up to the viewpoint. So it's quite small and you might miss it because there's a part with a lot of different crossroads and it's like the small narrow path on your left as you're coming towards it.
That's right.
Hey, are these silver ferns? One way to find out. No. No, they are not silver ferns. How you finding it so far, bud?
Not too bad, not too bad. I think we've been going for maybe about
35 minutes?
35 minutes, yeah, so far. And it's been pretty pleasant because we are covered by all the trees, but some parts are relatively steep and stairs are a little bit uneven in certain places. And some are better than others as well, because a couple of them are pretty rocky and then it gets to some narrow points, especially when you're coming up this way for the Cloud Yard. But overall, it's been really nice and we've barely seen any other people on the trek.
Yeah, make sure you follow these Cloud Yard signs.
Oh, that's a tight little squeeze.
Wow, that is a pretty stunning view you got over there, bud.
Sure is, but it is also quite windy up here. You can see Fansipan over there, still covered, but we've got these beautiful light streaks that's streaming down And you can see below the town center. We can also see the Sapa station over that way as well. Oh, fantastic. It took us about, I think, 45 minutes to come up here, and that was with photo stops and all that too. And one tip is when you get to that last sign that Peter was pointing out of Cloud Yard, you want to make sure you actually just keep going left. Don't go in between like the tiny rocks like someone tried to do initially. But I argued it was definitely left to come here. So yeah, really worth it. And the name Cloud Yard comes from because if it's a particularly cloudy day, apparently you can also see that sea of clouds that's similar to what you could see if you were up at Fansipan. But yeah, not today, unfortunately. That's okay, the views are still amazing.
Alright guys, we've got our exercise in for the day.
Yeah, a little less than we had initially planned on.
But it's all good. That's kind of what happens in real life.
Yes.
Things don't always go to plan, and that's all good.
You just gotta roll with it. We hope you guys enjoyed following along regardless. And if you enjoyed this video, please do remember to give it a thumbs up, drop us a comment, help us share the video too. That really helps. And of course, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. We'd love to have you join us for more adventures.
Yeah, we'll be continuing our journeys here in Sapa. That's not it. So stay tuned, more to come.
I'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye.